Hello, uh, I'm architect Avinash from Concepts. So our project actually is our own studio. So it's situated in Ernakulam. So before the, I'm not sure if you can see this, this is our site. Okay, it used to be a insurance company office. It was totally in a totally bad condition when we got it, and we had to do the entire like 5,000 square feet of area. So before we started this design, we kind of had a discussion. Like we were around 30 people. We kind of took notes. Okay, what do we as an office want when we're shifting to a much better space, much bigger space? And we also like wanted to expand. So right now we are at 60 people, and while we were shifting, we were at 30. So we kind of thought, okay, these are certain design points, and we took out some categories, and we took out certain points, and what were we missing, what we needed in our new office. So about the location, so it's right in the city, and it's pretty crowded. There's noise like 24/7. Okay, so one thing that all of us decided was that we'll need to like cover every window. We won't be getting any ventilation, and we'll need to go for air conditioning. So that was one compromise that we made. And the next thing that we had to do was decide on a decide on a theme. So when we calculated, we kind of figured out a lot of people like we used to spend time in office for a like say our office works from 9 to 5:30, so a good amount of time of our life we were using this space more than what we spend with our family members. We used to spend time with our office, and that actually after a period of say 5 to 10 years, it might affect your life seeing the same. So our office becomes our family. So we had this work, and we have our life, and we have a common culture in our office. So what people do, it's a pretty friendly environment. So we kind of got a base tone. Okay, everyone agreed on a color tone green. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So every most of the things that you see, they're either tints and hues of green. And as a practice, we are also oriented towards small using Indian, especially vernacular elements in our practice. So we also wanted, like whenever clients, we do only residences, and majority of our client, they're NRIs. So they might only see our face maybe once or twice during the initial meeting, and maybe when we're handing over the key. So we also wanted to convey whenever they visit our office, like we wanted to convey, okay, this is what we stand for. These are our ethos and everything. So this is something that we decided upon: the color, the culture, and also what kind of materials we'll use it. Okay, so this is the basic office. So we have divided this into two categories. So the one that you see on the left side, that's the whole architecture and accounts wing. Okay, so like what you see above, all these are meeting spaces. We have a sick room. We also have like a small service and a server room, and that's our civil and interior department. At the end, we have our pantry and our kitchen spaces. So while dividing this space, we made like we had to make sure that there are certain spaces where entry for an outsider is restricted. Okay, you're not supposed to go here, but we'll need visual access. So we kind of divided it into three categories. So the first space, everyone, like even outsiders, this is like a public space. So we meet our clients, and if you've noticed, we don't have a conference room actually. We just have meeting rooms. We have two small meeting rooms. We have another meeting room because we don't take any conferences, because the projects that we do mostly are residences. So we deal with families. So that is something that we had to chance upon. And on the like right side, we have our indoor discussion area and everything. So this is where this is the first thing that you see when you like come towards our space. Come towards our office, and we had to like barricade the whole, because both the neighborhoods, it was like pretty ugly buildings with AC ducts and everything. So so this is something that we thought of. Okay, how are we going to stop this? So we kind of opted for acid etching glasses, like wherever we had mirrors, so that we get that feeling. So we have natural light coming into our office, but still we don't have any disturbance of that sort. Also, because the color green, it actually stands for balance, harmony, and everything. So we kind of, and also as a firm, we kind of grew organically. So that also has reflected into the way we have designed this space. So another major element that we used was arch. Okay, so we kind of used arches because we had a lot of projects with arches. So we kind of thought, okay, how about we use arch as a method instead of as an element. So that's what you see. So the whole main points, like wherever, like even from ceilings, from the furniture, you have you have all these arches. And it also denotes one more thing. Arches, they help to diffuse spaces. So it's a flexible component. So if just like water, wherever we are giving, we can just take that shape of that space. So so that's that. And these are the visual privacy parts. So there are certain parts like where you'll need to see, okay, if there's someone there, but you should not have access. And also we had used frosting a lot in such meeting spaces. And this is our main workspace. So we have designed this in such a way that certain teams occupy certain areas, and the team opposite to it, okay, they might not have contact with each other. So that's the reason we have given the partition board up to a certain height. And also the same concept of the arches, that's again taken into the window. It comes towards into the furniture, and when you go to the ceiling, again you can see the same thing over there. So all in all, we had to do this whole project within like almost 45 days. And we were we completed the whole project. After that, we usually use a software to check our productivity. Like end of every month, okay, so what output it goes from the office, is it okay? So what we kind of found that like after coming to a new space, so we had 30 staff in a new office. We have 60 people. So it actually increased that productivity, and we were able to do it. Yeah, thank you.
I'm very curious. So what is the software that one uses
Sir,
and how do you measure? Like, what are the parameters that you use to measure productivity?
First and
what he's saying is that
we have a system to measure the productivity of our office, like of our staff. So the first thing is we have biometrics over there. So it automatically records the time that we are spending in the office. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then we also have targets. Like team leaders, they assign targets to a team. So suppose, like I'm an architect, I'm supposed to give my team like certain work. So I'm giving them, okay, we have to do this residence design, and the time that we have within us is like say 3 weeks. So of that 3 weeks we'll be spending. So there are like 4 people involved in this. So we log into a small ed bracket. This is a software that records like whatever activities we do. You can also assign different types of tasks to people. Suppose our founder, Mr. Shinto, like he's in another country. Okay, so he wants to assign tasks for us. So he can just like with a click, he can kind of give us, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, and in a really streamlined manner. At the end of every month, you can also, okay, if everyone has their own graph. Maybe after 6 months, you're thinking, okay, this person, his graph is going down, or this person, he's coming up. So you can, we also have increments and like benefits regarding, according to that performance level. So if there's someone whose graph is going down, so like it goes beyond a level, so we'll talk to them. So this is how we evaluate these things. It's like I think a lot of firms use this. Ed bracket is the name of the software, and we use it with 2-3 other things. So this is how we track it.
Interesting. I may not personally agree with
Sir, actually, there's one more reason. Because we do a lot of projects. We do more than 200 projects per year. Residences.
200 projects in a year with a 60-member team?
We do only residences, ma'am. Like it varies, like right from 1,500 square feet to like 10,000, 15,000 square feet houses, and we do this mostly in South India. Like we have one office right here. We are planning one in Bangalore. So because of the volume, we kind of have to use this software. Otherwise, we will never know like what we are doing to keep a track on this. So we are like 60 members on office, and we are like 40 people on site. So In total, we we are like almost 100.
Okay, so I hear you, and then I hear you. um, but I was curious that there's a photograph of you sitting at a table with a sort of a steel stand-up table or shelf come up above you. What was that?
That's actually like so. We also have walk-in clients, okay? Because we have a popular YouTube channel, and maybe most of our clients, they just go through our videos and they're like, okay, we found your studio. We apparently almost like a retail shop. We have people who just walk into our office and they kind of ask us, okay, so we have a separate area. That's why I had shown that reception and lobby. We have two separate areas for that. So we have a staff for that only, just to deal with these people. So that's
what does that table do? Like, what is
sir, that table, I'd shown a detail. If you remember, I'd shown a detail on the right-hand corner. So it's actually a fusion. It is the center point of our whole design. Like our main two principles were like the green color and the arches. Okay, green symbolizing balance and arches for flexibility. So this reception table, it has because both the wings are designed in two different languages. This acts as a center point. It has both the design elements of the two wings, like both the execution side, also the left side where the clients and everyone they come over there. So this is like a central point of that whole space. In reality, also it's actually situated in the center of the plan, like 2,500.
No, I hear you. I don't think you like. What I'm trying to understand is like, what is the what is that thing used as? I mean, where it fits in the concept. I get where.
Do you want to know the material?
No, like how is it used? Like how does one see it actually being used on a day-to-day basis?
Sir, like the receptionist actually sits over there, and so like if there,
so it's
there
like
are
a reception table and somebody
it's
comes.
actually a reception table. So the reason we kept the bigger high counter was that we'll need to sign a lot of bills.
Okay, that you've answered the question. That was my question.
That's why we use that space.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around this new architecture studio. I haven't come across one like yours before, so it's a little new for me.
Yeah.
The one last question, and this is some problem I have with I mean, any design whatsoever in today's day. Why exactly are you averse to absolutely any sort of ventilation?
Sir, so we try to have ventilation, but the problem was the building that's right next to us. So it's a building of a really popular like restaurant over here, and their chimney is right like adjacent to it. So initially we had planned with ventilation, but whenever we visited the site, we were getting.
You couldn't work.
Also, they had a pretty good bar. They had a pretty good bar with music blasting around. So we don't want our staff,
All right.
especially after a hard day.
I mean, I've seen a lot of studios across the country, but your numbers and I mean your story.
Sir, I think if you just check out YouTube.
Your YouTube channel.
Our website, you'll have a better picture about this.
Thank you.
I'm just Concepts Design Studio. If you just Google it, you'll get it.
Okay. All right. So Concept Design Studio.
No, I had to one second, ma'am. I had to mention that volume because it was an important part in our design. Like the way we categorized people, just because of that.
End of the day, design is subjective. So
yeah.
So
concepts.
I think end of the day, design is very subjective. So I wouldn't want to say anything on those lines. But what do you think of decoration versus design? There is a line which defines decoration and design for me is when you take an idea and go deeper in it. So what I found in your project is there is decoration, but the design element. Now, even if you take an element like an arch, it's still very superficially carried out as a decorative element.
Yeah.
Or you started with some pictures of your sofas and feel at home and family words were used. But when I saw the layout in the end, they are sitting more than any other commercial office in a straight line face to face on both the sides in the layout. So there was no element of family really coming into the layout or way the office is structured in that sense. So just by getting frilly sofas, in my opinion, is not, it doesn't justify you
Yeah.
feeling like a family in the
Yeah,
office.
yeah.
So I'm not very sure I agree with you on those points. Also, regarding, I mean, maybe the volumes in your office are very big to kind of really, how is the work table designed again? For me, when we design a space, really the focus or the attention that's paid, especially here, to the decorative elements is far more than how, as an architect, you're going to spend hours. Every minute of the progress is calculated. Your efficiency is calculated. So what would be the chair? What would be the table? What is the most efficient way of an architect working on a computer? At what level the computer screen needs to be there? Has any thought of that on those lines gone into this workspace? Because it's not only about decoration that you continuously spoke about. I
Yeah.
really wish some elements of these factors were spoken about also
Okay.
when you're calculating efficiency,
Yeah, yeah,
design-wise.
yeah.
Enough is said. I would reserve my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.